Camilla and Matthew and I are really focused on making sure that two things happen. Number one, these local restaurants that have been part of our family and part of the community for years can survive. The second thing is we're very concerned about people that are food insecure. And there's a lot of seniors out there and people in our communities that because of COVID, their age or whatever it may be, aren't able to eat. And we know the food you serve is like comfort food for people, right?
Yes.
Now, you haven't given us any good stories about anything that Matthew did while he was working there. So we need, in order to finish the deal, I need one good, funny story about something he did, even if it's going to embarrass him.
Matthew can tell the story on how he got employed.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. So I was one of those, I was hanging out there before I wanted to get a job there. So one night I go to Lerone, who was managing the place. I said, man, I want to work here. He starts to going, man, what are you talking about? Get out of here. You ain't want to work here. Come back and see how you feel, tomorrow night or something. Anyway, I come back, ask him again. He goes, you really do? I said, yeah. He goes, all right, go to this address. And he says, ask for a guy named Homer. I walk down there and there's a guy up at the bar with his back to me signing papers, something. And then there's another big guy, Carl, was mopping the floors. And I said, Homer Hill. Well, big guy keeps mopping and the guy at the bar doesn't turn his head. I said, Homer Hill. I get this look over the shoulder and he goes, yes, me, what you want? I said, Matthew. My name's Matthew. I'm here to talk to you about a job. He's like, what? And I said, I talked to Lerone. He said, oh, yeah. Okay, that's right. You know what? Go with Carl here. Y'all go clean up the bathrooms. So Carl's got a mop and a bucket, starts going that way and doesn't even look me in the eye, just points at another mop and bucket. Says like, come on. And we head on back to the back and go in there and start mopping and cleaning up the men's room. 10 minutes go by. I'm mopping them, raking a sweat. All of a sudden I hear this, man, put that mop down. And I turn around and Homer's at the door and he goes, you really do want to work here, don't you? And I said, yeah. And he goes, all right, come to this address Thursday night. You're going to learn the ropes. And then did it for a couple of years. And yeah, I was the first white and the first male wait staff as well. It was a fun job because there were great blues and great jazz every damn night. And then at the end of the night, I sort of became Homer and I would hang out. You know, Homer, like, as you talk to him, he's a thinker. He likes to philosophize. So me and him would hang out after work. Up in his office and, just talk about life, what's going on, the business, the future, what it meant, what kind of men are we, or what kind of men are we trying to be? I was much younger then, but we still talk about the same subjects when we hook up.
So here's what we would like to do. Number one, it's clear to me that Homer, you're not only a leader, but you're a great mentor. And I think Matthew, you can see in his eyes, he thinks back to this time that he worked with you and it's fond memories for him. And when this idea that I started launching came up, it didn't even take him half a second to think about you and what you meant to him and what you and David mean to that community. We would like to buy 4,000 meals and write you a check for $40,000.
Wow, that's crazy.
Man.
But we require that you take 2,000 of that and you give it to the staff. You break it up so that the staff can get a little extra coin. And I promise you, as God is my witness, that the karma that you spread on Matthew and other people over the years is the reason why you're here. And I know it's emotional, and I know it's tough, and I know what you're going through right now. You try to put on a game face. You don't want people to know how vulnerable you are. I've been there. David, you okay, bud?
Good.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about David, he's always friendly. He's always happy. The employees, and they enjoy him. And that's the hardest part right now, I think, for most entrepreneurs, is really trying to keep that positive outlook. And so we keep up a positive front.
What Marcus is doing here, I mean, the thing is, if the job is helping people out, we all got good job security because it ain't going nowhere. It's going to be, we're always going to be places and people to help out, so Marcus reached out to us. We immediately brought y'all up, man. And, Marcus, you've been talking with Homer long enough that no matter how hard it would be, neither one of these two men were ever going to say, play a victim to the situation.
Nope.
How do we keep going forward? You've always been that way.
David, are we past due on any bills, vendors, rent, or anything, bud?
No,
Some old debt. He has some old debt that he needs to take care of. He said it's under $5,000. So his
Okay,
Okay.
great. So we're gonna just, what we did, there's more people that need to eat. And so we're gonna raise our orders to 5,000 orders. You got to take care of the employees and you got to take care of the debt.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And then I'm telling you right now, I better get some free food for life.
All right.
I really want to hear from David on what does this mean, because you're the one really on the front line every day. And when you heard the number, it took you a moment and then you just sat back and just like, what does that mean to you and what you're dealing with right now?
and I mean, first of all, I am a religious person. I believe in God. When you're a believer, you just don't know where all your blessings gonna come from. And I like try to just be a blessing every day myself and to receive what I know is truly a blessing from him. It's just overwhelming to me. Oh man, it's really touching. I thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. I really do.
Wow.
And I'm really grateful. I am grateful for, like I say, if I lost everything today, right now today, I'm still gonna be a blessed and happy man, no matter what. I promise you.
Amen.
Amen. Amen to that. David, you know, we're big believers in taking care of people. We only have two requests. One, that you find people in the community that are in need of food, and you put a lot of thought into it. And we really are responsible about getting the maximum amount of meals out to people so they can eat. I also want to make sure that you're only processing these meals when you're quiet. So you don't want to eat up your good times. You want to make these meals in the quiet time.
Hey, I want to say something, and I think, Mark, this is what you're on to as well. But I like to know a science behind the emotion. And so, and y'all sit, meaning like, why is this a good place? Or why would it be a good reason to give to you two? And you guys have defined the science. And not necessarily, and I'm not talking about like, oh, this helps out with the bills or this help. I'm talking about the people, the values that you are. Your own resilience before anybody coming to help. You going, hey, it may be hard, but we're going to make it. I'm not asking you to come over here and hand out. I'm not looking for, I'll take it. It'll help. But we're going to keep getting up each morning, going to work, keeping the positive attitude, saying I'm blessed no matter what. Ain't going to bring me down on it. Being accountable, responsible, the resilience you've shown of going, I'm not going to lay back and go, oh, woe be me. That's my favorite thing. And I knew this about you, but I'm glad it came out in this call, because that's the places where when somebody gives, you go, yes, I know that's going to be used. I'll check back in on that in a year, and that it will have been utilized. It will be incentivized. They've created more. And so that's the science behind the feel good giving that I'm liking, of who you are as men and who you've always been.
When people historically have given me things, I usually say no to them. I don't like to receive anything. And I'm an only child. I came from a foreign country. I was adopted by a wonderful set of parents. I'm the most awkward person you'll ever meet. And I've dedicated my whole life to businesses. And the reason that I do it is because I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have any kids. And for me, the small business community is my family. So it's that simple for me, It really is that simple for me. It's not anything more than that. I don't want anything in return. I do very well, and I don't need anything. And so the joy that I get out of it is knowing that you're going to feed people that are struggling to take care of themselves. And so while you're feeling grateful now, it's not even a fraction of how the people that you're going to receive the food from you are going to feel. Because all people want is love and care and kindness. That's all people want out of life. People like you are what keeps me going every single day. And without you guys, I don't need to exist. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you, Marcus.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.